The Rage God Live is now live. Streaming just chatting, Battlefield 6/Dota 2 live.
we head out to the course, let's create your golfer. Welcome to EA Sports PGA Tour, the exclusive home of major championship golf. You'll be able to compete in the world's top amateur championships, including the Augusta National Women's Amateur and the US Amateur, before you graduate to the PGA Tour and take part in the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Powered by official PGA Tour ShotLink and TrackMan data, Pure Strike allows for unique golf swings with a fluid feel. Pure Strike combines golfer-specific tendencies with unique course dynamics and ball behavior for the premier golf gameplay experience. As your golf game improves, so does your path to becoming a major champion with unified RPG progression. You'll create and customize a golfer, then develop your skills so you can master each course and learn to attack every hole like a professional. The tee is yours at 30 of the world's most exclusive courses, all designed in photorealistic quality with frostbite, so you can immerse yourself in the visual beauty of some of the sport's most pristine bucket list courses. Customize your experience by selecting from a number of different gameplay styles, including arcade, pro, tour, and sim, or design a custom style to create your ideal experience. Select your gameplay preferences here. That's it. Now take a minute to look around or select Quick Play to get out to the course. Before we head out to the course, select your gameplay preferences here.
The Rage God Live is now live. Streaming just chatting, PGA Tour Day 1.
of the East Course at the Oak Hill Country Club in Rochester, New York, we welcome you to this EA Sports special presentation of the Ryder Cup. To this point, the U.S. has held the advantage. They led 4.5 to 3.5 after day one and 9 to 7 after day two. So they'll be looking to finish things off here in singles play on this glorious final Sunday. All right, so that one settles in the bunker. What kind of an early test is this here at the first, Frank?
Well, I was hoping for the fairway. That didn't happen. Now he's in the bunker. I'm hoping he can still hit the green.
And it would appear that that ball is into the bunker. An early barometer of his day to come, his second to this opening par 4. So after the poor opening tee shot, his second at 1. Well, lesson there, I think, is if you find the bunker, you're just asking for trouble. Short of the green and a lot of work to do to salvage par.
Oh, boy. Far from a good shot, that.
This is a good-sized putt, 27 feet away. How does that not go in? Okay, it's going to be a double bogey here to get the round started. All right, that's in for a bogey here to start the round. The second hole here at Oak Hill is known as Breather, but don't be fooled by the moniker. This one has some teeth. At 405 yards, it is not overly long, but a tee shot here needs to be precise because the fairway is narrow and lined with bunkers on both sides. Okay, things looking good early. A quick one-up lead, and this ball in the fairway here at number 2. Good solid tee shot there, coming off the bogey at the first. This is in the fairway at number 2. Second shot coming up, and we say hello to Iona Stephen.
He's in a good spot, 126 yards left to the flag. Pin back right so he can take an aggressive line.
And that ball looked very good in the air. Just doesn't quite finish up that near to the flag, but still on the green. It might have been perhaps a little conservative, but right in the heart of the green.
This will require the full attention. A huge swing left to right on this putt. Just trying to get it in there close.
Just when you think you're going to make birdie, now have to really concentrate on this and at least make par.
Okay, so that'll be a bogey, and it likely will not be enough to hold up on this hole. That finished off to a par here the second. The third here is a long par 3 at 230 yards. It's protected by 2 bunkers left and 2 more short and right. But the biggest concern here is making sure you get enough carry over an aggressive false front, because just about anything that lands in the front third of the green won't be staying there for too long. Okay, a friendly bounce there, and that will make its way onto the putting surface. And that one wanders off to the right, so time to see if the wedge can save him. Still work to do to get this on the green. This is second.
Quite easy to see, mission not accomplished. The job was to get the ball out of the rough, land the ball on the green, and that did not happen.
think he was hoping to hold out and save his par, but Frank, now this is trouble.
And it's going to take a heck of a putt just to save bogey.
Okay, so that'll be a bogey, and it likely will not be enough to hold up on this hole. So that safely in. It's a par here at the third. On to the fourth now, the only par 5 on this opening 9, and at 615 yards, the longest on the course. It is a stout test. Bunkers and out-of-bounds loom on the right side of the fairway, with trees running along the left. Okay, things have been a little shaky here on this front side, but a few more drives like that could help right the ship. Want to make sure you catch this cleanly. Is a second to the par 5. Okay, that's a good safe play. Get it back out into the fairway. Get some distance if you can, and gets it to try and make a good third on this par 5.
A little further right, a little further up. That would have been close.
That ball gonna settle on the fringe, but a good distance from the hole. I think I'd be fairly pleased with that, Frank. What do you think?
I certainly do. It was so good.
We turn to Pga the third for this look at birdie.
Yeah, it's just very slightly up the hill. I don't think it's going to move more than a ball or so to the right.
The fifth hole here at Oak Hill is entirely new as of a recent renovation. Inspired by the original sixth hole, it checks in at an even 180 yards. 4 bunkers in total ring this plateaued green. If your tee shot doesn't wind up on the putting surface, par becomes a risky proposition at best. That's the danger of this back hole location. If you're not precise with your distance, you can run out of green in a hurry. Second shot now, here at the par 3. Okay, that'll guarantee at least a push. That's in for par. That one finished off. It is a par here at 5. Now to the 6th, which in fact was the old 5th hole here in years gone by. It's a long par 4 at a full 500 yards. Allen's Creek, which we saw on hole 1, makes an appearance here as well. This is the #1 handicap hole, so par is a very good score. That's going to be up the left-hand side. So that ball nestles down in the rough. Just got to weigh a little bit on that tee ball. Ball sitting okay here for his second here at the 6th. Well, I know I'm paid to talk, but there's not really much to say about that. Best to just move on to the next shot. All right, so he'll take his drop, and with a penalty stroke added, that'll become his 4th now to the par 4. Okay, sensible play right there, and that one on deck.
Well, I must say, at least getting closer. One hit after another has been less than impressive. This putt for a double bogey.
Well, hit the stroke limit on that one. This is a 16-footer. Okay, it's a bogey here at number 6. The 7th now is a par 4 at 460 yards. Allen's Creek runs up the right side of the hole before darting directly across the fairway. The approach is a tough one too, uphill to one of the more challenging greens on the entire golf course. What a front side this has been. Already a commanding lead in this match. And here's another drive that'll wind up in the short grass. Solid, a good drive in the fairway. Chance to set himself up for a good scoring opportunity with his second shot here.
A touch long, a touch left. But still, how good can you putt?
Now a second here from 167. Done there. It's a birdie. Now a chance to win this hole if this next putt doesn't go down. That one brushed in. It is a birdie here at 7. The 8th hole checks in at 430 yards. After dealing with narrow landing zones on the previous 2 holes, players here no doubt appreciate a large driving area here at 8. 3 deep greenside bunkers guard against a very large green that can yield a 3-putt if the approach is not accurate.
Well, that one's finished in the first cut. It's going to be a little bit harder to spin it from there with a little bit of grass around the ball, but still not too bad.
Well, he'll be disappointed with that, no doubt.
Yeah, swing didn't quite look right on that one.
So after the fortunate kick, his second to the par 4.
Well, not super close, but safely on the green.
So now this, right around 25 feet for birdie. This from 7 feet. Okay, there's one. Can't lose the hole. That's safely in for par. And that's not going to do it. So a slight measure of revenge there, but this is still a comfortable 4-up cushion. The final hole on Oak Hill's front side is this one, the 480-yard 9th. This is a demanding uphill dogleg right featuring a fairway that gets narrower the farther a tee shot travels. Players will want to avoid going right, as a tee shot in that direction could lead to being blocked out by trees, or worse yet, wind up out of bounds.
Well, that tee shot just finds the first cut. Ball does sit up there, not too much of a problem. Well, it's a nice break. Much rather prefer the first cut in the rough. And with that ball sitting up, the only thing I've got to worry about is width.
It's now his second from just off the fairway. Gonna have to give this a pretty good thump. This is well back there and into the hill. Be very happy with that one.
Yeah, lag putt, I mean, really, it's unrealistic to try and make those. So anytime you can two-putt from there is a good result.
Okay, just a par, but that will at least guarantee no worse than a tie here on this hole. This to tie the hole. That's so nearly a birdie, but par is all he'll have to show for it. We begin the back nine here at Oak Hill with a 430-yard par 4-10. This hole runs somewhat parallel to the first, so that means Allen's Creek is once again an issue, as indeed it crosses the 10th fairway at right about the 300-yard mark. And this one gonna settle into the bunker off the tee. Boy, everything coming up roses so far. Another solid drive in the fairway. This match is drawing nearer toward an early finish.
I'd give that an 8 or a 9 out of 10. Being in a fairway bunker and safely on the green, you never know, might even sneak a birdie. It might have been perhaps a little conservative, but right in the heart of the green.
Well, Iona's had a good look. Now this for birdie.
Yeah, it's a long putt, so pace is important, but there's not a whole lot to it. I fancy the chances of getting this close.
Frank, that's what you want to do. Good lag putt.
Yeah, they can't all go in.
Now this for birdie at 10.
Dead straight look here. Just has to trust his stroke and get the ball to the hole.
That's the way to start the backside. A perfect read. It's a birdie at number 10. Now to the longest par 3 of the course, the 245-yard 11th. It is said that 2,000 tons of sand were used during renovation of Oak Hill, and plenty of it wound up right here, as large bunkers protect the green that's been raised nearly a foot from its prior location. And that's certainly not what you have in mind standing on the tee box. That never had a chance of hitting the green.
Well, Rich, it looked like he just took the normal club that he would have out of the fairway, but you've always got to take at least one less when it looks like a flyer light.
A little conversation, and you've had these before, Frank, between the player and the caddy right there. Maybe they should have gone down a club. Not on yet. Here's his third to the par 3. I don't think he's going to fall in love with that one, Frank, but it won't hurt him.
No, but you'd expect from there to sort of get it within kicking distance. Now you've got to work.
Oh, that'll bring a wry smile. A very good putt there to save his par. The par 4 12th is a visually intimidating one. It's not long by most standards at an even 400 yards, but 2 bunkers have been added in the landing area off the tee, so precision is a key. Will do just fine. So going well up the hill to that green, will need to take an extra club here.
Well, the ball comes up a little bit short of the flag, but normally the rule of thumb, for every 10 yards uphill, you have to add on another 10 yards. And maybe a little too pumped up there. That just flew past the flag, but still an outside chance for a birdie.
So early on the backside here at the 12th hole, missed opportunity. This is a 13-footer. Okay, that'll guarantee at least a push. That's in for par. That one safely in. It's a par here at 12. Now to the 13th, the second par 5 on the course. This one known as the Hill of Fame. This is another of the holes that has been redesigned in recent years and features a brand new green that's faithful to designer Donald Ross's original vision. A plaque dedicated to him on the course features his quote, "Golf should be a pleasure, not a penance." And indeed, a couple of pleasing shots here could lead to a birdie.
The drive was fine, but just not long enough. So this par 5 out of his reach.
I'm not sure he got every bit of that three-wood trying to get home to this par 5 in 2, but still in the ball game for a birdie. Has to be thrilled with that second shot here to the par 5. Frank got everything out of that.
Yeah, did well just to advance the ball so far down the fairway. And now a fairly straightforward third shot.
Now, from a course that hosted the 31st version of this event back in 1995, EA Sports welcomes you to Oak Hill Country Club for this special presentation of the Ryder Cup. The Europeans have proven to be difficult foes here through 2 days of this competition. They take a 9-7 lead here into this final Sunday, meaning every match critical in the race to see which squad can hoist the cup at the end of play.
Rough off the tee, straight out of the gate. That's interesting. So much will depend on the lie. And that's a good approach shot too. Just a little left of the hole, but a good chance for birdie.
Second shot coming up. Let's check in for the first time with Nota Pga the third.
150 left to the hole. Pin sitting on the left half of the green.
Frank, this is a case where a par is going to feel like an eagle if he's able to get this done.
If he can just make it, just make this putt, then just like run to the next tee.
"12 feet still to go." Frank, that is painful.
And all you got to do, just hit it, just hit it.
Okay, so that'll be a bogey, and it likely will not be enough to hold up on this hole. Safely in. It's a par here at first. The second hole here at Oak Hill is known as Breather, but don't be fooled by the moniker. This one has some teeth. At 405 yards, it is not overly long, but a tee shot here needs to be precise because the fairway is narrow and lined with bunkers on both sides. So the golf ball ends up in that first cut. It's a little bit less than 2 inches. You can see the golf ball. Should be able to get at it, but may not be able to control the spin. We'll see.
Well, it's in the first cut. We know you can't spin the ball as much from the first cut. It's still lying okay. And a good iron shot, just not quite as close as what we'd all want to finish, but still.
Second shot now from just a foot or two off the fairway.
And that ball looked good in the air. You'd like it to be a little closer, but still, inside 40 feet, just going to have to be careful with the lag putting.
Close. Couldn't ask for much more on that putt. Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
Yeah, that's surprising. You wouldn't think he'd leave that short.
Okay, first par putt made. Now, will we get a second to tie this hole? Okay, that one finished off for a par. And that'll mean this hole's tied, and the difference will remain 1. The third here is a long par 3 at 230 yards. It's protected by 2 bunkers left and 2 more short and right. But the biggest concern here is making sure you get enough carry over an aggressive false front, because just about anything that lands in the front third of the green won't be staying there for too long. Okay, a little local knowledge there. He gets that ball to work back onto the green, and now a birdie putt coming up. Gonna have to accelerate through the sand here to give this enough carry. Pretty comfortable spot here for birdie to win the hole. And this will be a 5-foot putt here. Okay, that'll do. Just a par, but it puts the pressure on the match. Nicely done. It is a par here at the third. On to the fourth now, the only par 5 on this opening 9, and at 615 yards, the longest on the course. It is a stout test. Bunkers and out-of-bounds loom on the right side of the fairway, with trees running along the left.
know about that one. Ball in the first cut. Could have gone a little further down the fairway. But still, hey, what am I saying? In good place now. And that approach shot finishes up on the safe side. That's the right side of the green, but the hole is cut, as we can see, on the left. So long putt. It was a good strike. I could tell that by the sound as the ball came off the club face. That little bounce and check. Well done.
You got to think 2 putts will work out fine from here, but this is a long look for birdie. Okay, that's a par, but it's going to take a 3-putt on the other side to avoid losing this hole, and I don't think I see that happen. So after the 5, this for a birdie 4 to win the hole. Okay, that one finished off. It's a par here at 4. The 5th hole here at Oak Hill is entirely new as of a recent renovation. Inspired by the original 6th hole, it checks in at an even 180 yards. 4 bunkers in total ring this plateaued green. If your tee shot doesn't wind up on the putting surface, par becomes a risky proposition at best. Okay, that's going to make its way into that rough to the left, but this shouldn't be all that difficult. This would be a big bonus if it went in, more than likely just trying to get this one close. Oh, never a doubt. That one was tracking the entire way. It is in for a spectacular birdie. That won't get the job done, so the deficit now stretches to 2. Now to the 6th, which in fact was the old 5th hole here in years gone by. It's a long par 4 at a full 500 yards. Allen's Creek, which we saw on hole 1, makes an appearance here as well. This is the number 1 handicap hole, so par is a very good score. Yeah, nothing to fault there. Good balance, good follow through, and a good start to this hole. Well, had a good look at the green, but couldn't cash it in. In the rough now, wondering what might have been. Frank, it's obvious he caught a flyer right there. Explain what that means.
Well, you have loft, right? The ball's going to take off on the loft. They put grooves on the golf club so you can have nice contact. If those grooves fill up with a little bit of grass, then you have no grooves. then you have nothing really to put the extra spin on the golf ball. So that is a flyer.
So he starts out, Frank, and he's probably thinking bogey, and now the unthinkable, triple bogey in play.
Yeah, it's happened so quickly too. Right now, it's a case of just for this little moment, forget everything, bear down.
This is an 11-foot putt. The pace, absolutely perfect there. Down the slope, it's in for a birdie. Welcome in, everyone, to EA Sports' continuing coverage of PGA Tour golf. To this point, the U.S. has held the advantage. They led 4.5 to 3.5 after day 1 and 9 to 7 after day 2. So they'll be looking to finish things off here in singles play on this glorious final Sunday. So for this round, it's just going to be the par 3s we're focusing on, and the first one on the card comes here at the 6th hole. And that one not on the green, but not in a terrible spot either. Sitting up in the short grass. Working back up from below the putting surface. This, a second. Now from a tight lie, this his second. Yeah, that's well done, though it is for bogey here at the par 3. Nicely read there. It is a par here at the 6th. Settling in, hoping for a good one here at the par 3. Okay, safely aboard. Now from the bunker.
Just a little splash out on this par 3.
Yeah, the green just didn't want to hold that one. That'll run off into the short grass. So after escaping the bunker, this a third try at getting on this par 3. Now this putt from 23 feet. Let's bring in Pga III for a look at birdie.
And I really like the form here. Heads.
This is EA Sports PGA Tour Golf. Rich Lerner joined up in the booth by Frank Navalo. Frank, there's nothing like it early tee time to get the adrenaline flowing.
And also, too, the golf course is perfect. Less divots. You don't see any sort of marks on the green. Greens are going to putt beautifully. There's also, the course is a little bit softer. It's got the moisture from overnight. And also, when they've cut the golf course, there's that really green, fresh smell, like it's brand new.
Okay, not taking any chances there. A good, safe play in the middle portion of the green. Pga is walking the course, looking at this birdie putt.
And this coming just slightly back up the hill, but the thing he's got to watch out for, it's definitely going to move to his right.
Not too bad. Didn't quite get it far enough left, and maybe a little too gentle as well. Disappointment there. We'll brush it in, and that'll be just a par. And getting set to start the second hole now. Gonna have to give this a pretty good thump. Yeah, look how quick that was. Very difficult to get that to stop, even out of the sand, and that race is right on by. Right there. That was a touchy one, but it's in for a par. Looking for one good, clean strike of the golf ball here at the par 3. And that one not on the green, but not in a terrible spot either. Sitting up in the short grass.
Woo, Nelly. Whizzes past the hole. A difficult putt coming now.
Kidding? This game's unfair sometimes. That luck didn't the whole way. All right, so 2 pars to start the round, but it's a bogey here at number 3. Well, you really hate that, don't you? You hit the ball well, came off the club face solid, but a little too long and into the hazard beyond the green. Tough break. Needing to get this close. It's his 3rd at the par 3. And that ball not wanting to cooperate, and it is into the hazard. So now with the drop taken, this is going to be his 5th at the par 3. Not a good hole of golf here. It is that time to pick up and move on.
All set now for the 5th hole.
That is a good, sensible shot right there. Gives him a good look at birdie.
Now a 7-footer.
Yeah, walk that one right in. That's a good putt. And it's in for a birdie. Par 3 tee shot needs to be precise. Okay, a little firm, but he does locate the back part of the putting surface. Iona's down there. This for birdie.
And this should be fairly straight overall until the halfway point, and that's when it's really going to start working from right to left.
Hang on. That's going to leave about 3 feet. What a rocky road to this point. 4 over par on the round. And that one not on the green, but not in a terrible spot either. Sitting up in the short grass.
Now, this is the time in the round you've got to really screw down the bolts in your head. Do not want to make back-to-back bogeys.
A little too much juice on that one, and now a little bit more work coming back.
Potential to make a mess here.
All right, in for bogey, but another drop shot. Now +5 on the round. Here now at the 8th hole. Okay, that one's dancing. Iona's down there. She's had a good look. This for birdie.
Well, for a long putt like this, there's really not a whole lot to it. I think you'll fancy his chances at this one.
Yeah, you can't do much better than that. That could run forever if you don't get the right speed. That's a nice job. That's so nearly a birdie, but par is all he'll have to show for it. Getting set to tee off on this par 3. I mean, not right at it, but not bad at all. Just outside of 10 feet, and that'll be a good looking birdie. Oh, that one read perfectly. It is a birdie here at the 9th. So, Frank, another round in the books, and that was an entertaining day at the golf course.
Rich, I still can't believe they pay us to do this.
Till next time, for our entire cast and crew, I'm Rich Lerner. This has been a presentation of EA Sports PGA Tour Golf. So long, everybody. EA Sports and the PGA Tour, so proud to bring you continuing coverage of the world of golf. With Frank Nobilo by my side, I'm Rich Lerner. Frank, as weekend golfers know, there's always part of your game that you're focused on, so I'll ask the question, what are you going to be looking at here today?
Tee to green. Rich, I know people always say putting's important. I'm not going to say it's overrated, but tee to green. If you want to play good golf day in, day out, fairways greens. That's the secret.
Just 5 feet left.
Oh, well, that is not what you want to see in the first hole. He's already thinking this better not be one of those days. +1 in the early going.
Underway now, on to the second hole.
Yeah, not quite enough on that one. It's going to take this slope and come back off the front of the green. Now, from below the green, a second up to this par 3.
Lovely pitch shot. Just nipped that ball off the turf. Just flew through the air beautifully. Sat down fairly quick as well. Good shot.
Yeah, that's a good par save there. Would have hated back-to-back bogeys, but it is a par here at the second.
Awkward little bunker shot. Just splash it out, let the ball run towards the flag.
Okay, not bad out of the sand, and that's what will remain, trying to grind out a par. Now, we've seen folks hang that putt out to the right. It does not move as much as you'd think, and that goes on by. Okay, so not the start you're looking for. A double here at 3 and a 3 over start to the round. And that one not on the green, but not in a terrible spot either. Sitting up in the short grass. Okay, so after some early missteps to begin the round, that a par here at the 4th. Ready to go at the 5th. Yeah, that'll do just fine. Had a pretty good run at that, and par should be pretty well within reach. Disappointment there. He'll brush it in, and that'll be just a par. No, that is not coming back, and it is into the hazard right of this par 3. So the option here is try again from the tee, and this will be the 3rd shot coming up. Nope, just not enough earth there to slow that ball down, and it is going to wind up in the hazard. So now with the drop taken, this is going to be his 5th at the par 3. Well, that's going to be into the water, and before we create a bottleneck of folks having to wait behind us, what do you say we move on to the next hole? And that one not on the green, but not in a terrible spot either, sitting up in the short grass. Still work to do to get this on the green. This is 2nd. Okay, sensible play right there, and that one on deck. If only the cup was just a little bit bigger. Well, it's a double bogey, and if he keeps this up, he's going to need another pencil for the back 9. On to the 8th hole. Welcome in, everyone, to EA Sports' continuing coverage of PGA Tour Golf. Alongside Frank Novelo, I'm Rich Lerner, and partner, you and I have called a lot of rounds of golf through the years. I know there's always something that piques your interest. How about today?
Rich, every day brings you a chance to do something special. And when we get to sit in this perch, that's what I look for. And I don't want to see the head going down. I want to see that every single shot is a chance to do something special. That could be a chip. Maybe the chip goes in. Maybe it's a 30-footer that goes in. Maybe a drive gets rifled down the fairway. Do something special.
Oh, that needs to hang on. Well, you can't leave a birdie putt short, but this is far too firm, and this is going to run off the putting surface altogether. Okay, just the one drop shot, as that's in for a bogey. That one unable to hold the green. It'll come back into the fairway. Maybe a spot for the lob wedge. A second to the par 3.
Lovely pitch shot. Just nipped that ball off the turf. Just flew through the air beautifully. Sat down fairly quick as well. Good shot.
Yeah, gets that one to go. A good solid par there coming off that bogey at the first. That ball just had a mind of its own there. No way to get it to stop. And it winds up in the water. A third shot. "14 feet to the hole." Oh man, the speed was spot on. A good putt, but nothing to show for it. Okay, so not the start you're looking for. A double here at 3 and a 3-over start to the round. And that one not on the green, but not a terrible spot either. Sitting up in the short grass.
So many shots just being given away on the front side, and all because of the short game.
Well, that was for bogey, so now a knee knocker for double.
Shaky, shaky. Definitely not the leave you're looking for.
This is EA Sports PGA Tour Golf. With Frank Novello by my side, I'm Rich Lerner. Frank, as weekend golfers know, there's always part of your game that you're focused on. So I'll ask the question, what are you going to be looking at here today?
Tee to green. Rich, I know people always say putting's important. I'm not going to say it's overrated, but tee to green. If you want to play good golf day in, day out, fairways greens. That's the secret. Well, I gotta say it, you hate to give away shots this early in the round.
Nah, might have stared at that one too long. Sometimes you just got to go with your gut. Oh, well, gotta hope that's not a harbinger of things to come. It happens. You have a tough hole. Time to pick up and move on after the triple bogey.